Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you stopped by today because today we are going to do our very first challenge, art challenge. Today I'm going to be doing a mystery art doll challenge, and basically I made it kind of simple. We're going to draw from randomness what type of creature we're going to do, and then we're going to pick the color, and then we're going to do the same thing with adding like one particular extra detail. So say we have like wings we draw. If we have a creature that already has it, we have to throw on another pair of wings. Or we just add wings to a creature that doesn't have wings. Just something fun like that. Same thing with like eyes or horns or whatnot. So we might end up having a three-eyed rabbit that's green. I don't know. It'll be a lot of fun. Anyways, let's get started. We're gonna draw on the creature first. I'm gonna leave down below what things are to be drawn from so you guys have an idea what the options are, and then I'm gonna draw it. Okay, so we have our little cup right here. It's more of a vase or whatnot. I don't know. I found something that didn't look horrible, like a solo cup to pick from. So we're gonna randomly pick one of these little pieces of paper and we're gonna see what we get. Okay. Okay, we have, I don't know if you can read it. We are doing a Griffin. Let's see what color it is now. So let's pick the colors out. Okay, I put new thingies in here and they're all colors. So we are going to not look, even though I tried to peek. And we are going to do a red Griffin. I think you can see it. Red. Okay, so I got new thingies in here. I'll list down below again what's going to be in the options, and we're going to pick one of these. We got crystals. I think you can read it, right? Focus. There we go. Okay, so we are going to be doing a red Griffin with crystals. That sounds actually pretty simple and kind of fun. Let's see what we can do. Okay guys, so the first thing I did was I drew out the pattern so we can make our Griffin. Now I want the back legs to mainly be clay, they're going to be bird legs, and then the front legs are going to be paws. I am trying something different with the front legs. Normally I have them kind of thin out once you get towards the foot, but for this I'm actually going to make the bottom of the leg bulkier, and then I'm going to thin it once you get closer to the body. So this is the side of the body, and when you want to do the inside parts of the legs, you're just going to cut the legs off of this pattern. And then this piece up at the very top is for making the wings. And then of course we need a belly piece and a tail. So I've got that drawn out, and I've got the tip of the tail drawn out. Now the main part of the tail I want to be just nice and long, so it's going to be just a straight line. So I'm just going to use my ruler, and that's why there's no pattern for that. And then these are the fabric pieces that I'm going to be using. I have a nice dark fuzzy red, and then for the back legs I've got this really short bright red color. So these are the sides of the body right here, and then we've got the belly piece and the inside parts of the legs. And then the pieces for the tail are right here, and we're going to start on sewing the tail first since we already have it out. So for sewing the tail, we're going to take the two dark furry pieces first, we're going to sandwich them together, and we're going to sew along the two sides. We're then going to flip that right side out and lightly stuff it. And then for the rest of the tail, we've got a nice strip of red fabric. We're going to fold this in half, pin it together, and run it through the sewing machine. After that, we're going to flip this right side out and sew the two pieces of tail together, and then we can stuff the rest of the tail. Now moving on to the back legs, these are going to be sewn with the sewing machine as well because this fabric just doesn't work very well for hand sewing. I find that it bunches up a bit, so I'm going to pin these together and I'm going to run the front of the legs through the sewing machine. We're going to wait on the back of the legs until we put everything together. After we have the front of the legs sewn, we're going to take both of these two leg pieces and we're going to put them together and sew them together at the very top. I made sure to leave a gap in the very back, that way we can connect the tail later. Now we're going to take the front half of the body and we're going to sew it to the back half. So we're going to sew it down each side. And at this point it kind of looks like some weird Siamese twin, but it's going to look a lot better once we keep sewing. Now we're going to work on the front legs, so I'm going to take the inside parts of those legs and I'm going to lay them out on the other parts of the legs, and we're going to sew down the front. We're going to leave the back open just like the other legs. Now I'm going to take the belly piece and I'm going to sew it in between these two pieces, so I'm going to connect everything together onto the belly piece. And then once you have the belly piece in place, we can flip this right side out and we have the main body finished. I actually really like how both of these red furs look together, so I'm really excited for making the rest of this piece. I think we're going to start on the wings first. I've got all my felt pieces for this already cut out, and I'm just going to be gluing the layers together using E6000 glue. So I've got the main body of the wing right here, and then I've got smaller pieces to go on top of this to make it look like the feathers are layered. And then for the very top of the wing, we're going to be using fur fabric. So I've got this piece right here, and we're going to glue the wing onto this, and then we're going to fold the fabric over and glue it onto the other side. So it basically just wraps around the very top of the wing. And that's pretty much how I made the wings. They're really simple. I'm going to go into more depth probably in another video that focuses just on making feathered wings, but for now these are what we're working with right now. I really like how the felt matches the back legs. I really didn't want to have a bunch of different reds. I wanted to stick with maybe like 2 or 3. Okay, so now we're going to start on the clay pieces. I've got 3 different things I need to make. I need to make the front legs, the back legs, and the face. So I'm going to start with the front paw pads first, and then we can move on to the back legs and then the face. So for the front legs, I'm going to do what I usually do when I want something that has paws, and I'm going to start by making the paw pads first. So I'm going to lay out a nice thin layer of clay, and I'm going to start building up the toe pads on top of this. If you guys are curious, the type of clay I'm using is Original Sculpey. You can get it at most art craft stores, and you can probably even get it at Walmart. Once I like the basic shape of the paw pads, I'm going to cut off the extra clay, and then I'm going to bake this in the oven at 275 Fahrenheit for probably about 20 minutes. Once that's out of the oven and is cooled, we can start on the top of the feet. And I'm only going to be making the toes for this. The rest of it's going to be covered in the fur fabric, so we're going to focus mainly on the toes and the claws. So for making the very tops of the toes, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the very bottom where you already made the paw pads, and then you're going to make sure that where you're putting the balls of clay for the tops of the toes is right above where the toe pads are. So I'm going to put all the balls on the very top, and then I'm going to start blending everything together and shaping it. Then I'm going to take some smaller balls of clay, and I'm going to put it at the very tip of each toe, and I'm going to kind of shape it into a claw. I'm just going to be pinching it in 2 different directions until I get a nice point. And then once I'm happy with how the front feet look, I'm going to put these in the oven again at 275 Fahrenheit for probably about 30 minutes this time. For the back feet, I want them to look like bird feet, so I'm going to need to make a wire frame first. So the main wire, you're making the shape of the foot and the middle toe. And then you're going to take smaller pieces of wire and you're going to make a Y shape. This is going to make the 2 side toes and then the back toe. So you're going to take these 2 pieces and you're going to wrap them together to make the frame. Once you have your frame put together, we're going to add clay to the tips of each wire to make the claws. Then we're going to put this in the oven at 275 Fahrenheit for probably about 15 minutes. Just long enough so that the clay for the claws can harden a little bit and we don't have to worry about bumping them while we're making the rest of the foot. After that's out of the oven and is cooled, we're going to start adding clay to the bottom of the foot to start shaping it. So I'm taking balls of clay and strips of clay and I'm just laying them out and smoothing everything together. We're going to then bake this again at 275 Fahrenheit for probably another 20 minutes. For the tops of the feet, all I did was I rolled out a bunch of tiny little clay balls, and we're just going to take these and we're going to layer them going up the foot. So going all the way up the toes and up the rest of the foot. This creates a nice scaling effect that's super easy to do. So right here is where I'm going to start adding some crystals to the piece. Of course I'm going to add some to the face as well because that's where the main detail is going to be, but I did want to add some to the back legs. So these crystals I got at the craft store. They're this really pretty gold color. Originally I wanted to work with red crystals to keep everything red, but I decided that it was just going to look a little too plain and I wanted to add a little bit more color to the piece. So I'm going to stick these onto the back of the ankle and then I'm going to start using little balls of clay to make scales going around it to kind of make it look like it's blending into the foot. After I'm happy with how the back legs look, I'm going to put these in the oven for one final bake. 275 is going to be the temperature still, and we're going to put it in for about 45 minutes. That way we make sure everything is completely baked. So now I'm going to move on to making the face for our Griffin. For making the face of the Griffin, I'm going to start out with a little piece of tin foil and I'm going to start covering this in clay. So the shape of the face that I'm going for right now is going to basically be the shape of a giant claw. And that's because I'm sculpting the face and the beak at the same time, so I'm just kind of getting a rough shape of everything. Once I like the shape of this, I'm going to decide where I want the eyes to go, and I'm going to push my fingers in there to mark where I want them. I'm then going to take my balls of clay and I'm going to put those in that place, and then I'm going to start sculpting around it to add the eyelids and other details. I think the style that I'm going for right now is kind of more of an eagle look, but we'll see how it turns out. I might change my mind as we go, but right now I'm kind of going for an eagle type griffin. Once I'm happy with how the eyes are looking, I'm going to move back to the beak and we're going to split this in half. Not really though, we're basically just making it look like it's split in half. So I'm going to take one of my tools and we're going to be drawing down both sides of the beak, trying to make it as even as possible to make it look like it has a top and a bottom. Now that I like how the beak looks, I'm going to move on to adding the crystals to the face. And I'm thinking I want majority of them to be on the forehead. So I'm just going to take a bunch of what I have left and I'm going to just start pushing it into the clay. And then in between each crystal, I'll probably put a little bit of clay in it to kind of camouflage and blend it in. So I'm going to make some clay crystals along with the real crystals. Now I just need to add the last of the details, so the really small pieces. So I'm going to take my sharp little tools and I'm going to start adding some feather details around the eyes, and then I'm going to give the beak some texture, and then we'll probably call it good. So I'm going to bake this in the oven at 275 Fahrenheit for roughly about 45 minutes. And then once this is out of the oven, along with all the other clay pieces, we can start on the painting. Okay, so the first thing we need to do for the painting is we need to primer all the clay pieces first. So I've got a nice red color mixed up to try and match the fabric color, and we're going to paint over all of our clay pieces. You might have to do a few layers of this depending on how thick your acrylic paint is. Once you have all that dried, we can start adding the detail. I think I'm going to start on the paws first. So the first thing I'm going to do for these is I'm going to start adding some darker shadows to it, maybe some highlights, and then we're going to paint the paw pads. Now the paw pads aren't really going to get seen too much, so I'm just going to be painting them black. And then after that, I'm just going to add one final detail to the front of the feet. We're going to leave them kind of simple. I'm going to add some gold paint to the claws. And then for the back feet, I'm going to start painting those scales going down the front of the feet. I'm going to add a few different layers of this until I like the brightness. I'm trying to go for more of an orange tint to make the back legs kind of pop a little bit. And then just like the paws, I'm going to paint the claws on the back feet gold as well. And then for the face, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start darkening the feathers around the eyes. And then I'm going to paint the beak a nice orange color to go along with the back feet. After the main color for the beak has dried, I'm going to start adding some highlights to it. I'll probably even add some yellows a little bit to it, and then we can start adding some highlights to the feathers and different parts of the face. And then lastly, I'm going to paint the eyes. Now at first I wanted to make them kind of stand out and maybe be a blue or a purple color, but in the end I decided that I really didn't like how that looked, so I'm actually going to go with more of an orange-ish yellow. And then once all my paint has dried, I'm going to apply a layer of resin over this, and this is going to have to sit overnight to dry as well. Okay, so we have all of our different pieces for the Griffin all ready, and we're going to start putting everything together. So I made a very simple wire frame for this, and the first thing we're going to do is run the body of the Griffin onto this, kind of like you're putting on clothes. So I'm going to start by running the wire for the tail through the tail, and we're going to do the same thing with all the legs. Now we're going to connect the feet to the back legs. So if you noticed on the back feet, we have a little bit of wire sticking out, and we're going to connect this to the wire of the wire frame. So I'm just going to take a thinner type of wire and we're going to wrap everything together. After the back feet are connected to the wire frame, we're going to start gluing the fabric for the legs all the way around the base of the foot. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of that red fur fabric to kind of blend everything together and hide the seams. Once you have this glued into place and it's dried, we're going to stuff the back legs, and then we can move on to the front legs. For the front legs, I'm going to glue those paws onto the very ends of the wire, and then we're going to glue the fabric around the base of those paws. And then because this fabric is nice and fluffy, I won't need to worry about hiding the seams so much. The fabric itself already does that for me. After we have that glued into place, we're gonna let that dry, and then we can sew up the very back of the front leg and start stuffing that as well. And then after we have all the legs finished, we're gonna move on to adding the head to the piece. So I'm gonna glue the head onto the wire for the neck, and then I'm gonna glue the fabric for the neck all the way around the base of the head. Now the last thing we need to add to our Griffin is the wings. So for the wings, I have 2 wires for those, and I'm going to run the wings over those wires. Then I'm going to be sewing the under part of the wing to the body, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the top. After you have the under part of the wings sewn into place, we're then going to bend the wings out of the way, and we're going to stuff the rest of the body. And then the last thing we need to do is we need to close up the very top of the Griffin. So if you notice, we just have a nice little flap of fabric, and we're just going to sew this into place. Okay guys, and that's how I did my very first mystery art doll challenge. I had so much fun. I'm going to have our new Griffin friend in my Etsy shop, so if anyone is interested in buying him, make sure to check the links down below for that. I really hope we can do more videos like this because they are so much fun. Maybe next time we can throw on a theme or something to change it up a bit. For example, maybe next time we can do a dinosaur theme, and then we can pick the species of dinosaur and then the color. I don't know, if you guys have any suggestions, leave them down below in the comment section. I'd love to check out what you guys are interested in seeing. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!